Hey friends, welcome back to another Heyoka quest. It's Krista and I am out and about today, and whenever I'm out and about I like to, double my pleasure, double my fun. So I don't just go out to get stuff and do stuff anymore. I'm always multitasking. So basically, anytime I go out, I'm canvassing. I'm doing the Lord's work. I'm spreading the gospel. I've got business cards, man. I'm telling you, I'm in business. People need to know about me, and if they don't, they're missing out. And so I'm at another store. I've already done some of the Lord's work so far today. I've had lunch. I've talked to my neighbor. Passed out some cards on a walk, and just pretty much anybody I meet is fair game. So I'll take you along, and really just doing shopping today, kind of just going to stores in my clown presentation. I find that people relate to me differently when I have the hat and the glasses and the mustache. And of course I like to also advertise by wearing the t-shirt, the name of the comedy channel. So I've been having fun. The main thing is I really needed to eat, and I just did, and now I'm a little bit like I'm digesting, but I need to go do some shopping. So I'll kind of have the phone on and video record some stuff once I'm inside, and just kind of give you guys the vicarious thrill of coming along on that ride. And really, this is just to inspire anyone who has, any kind of channel or a cause or anything that you're trying to bring awareness to or promote, that this is something you can do. I really like the grassroots stuff. Just counting on the algorithms or other people to share it just organically doesn't seem to really be doing much for my YouTube channels. And now that I've got the nonprofit, well, that's the main reason why I'm, I guess, becoming more and more outgoing. I had not really planned to take it to this level, but I'm glad that I can do it. I mean, I'm glad that I have the confidence to do it. It would be very difficult to be a clown without that level of confidence, because people will look at you in a new way, because they're not really expecting a funny hat. They're not expecting a costume. It's kind of like, hey, what is she doing? Anyone can do this. It's just, do they want to? Will they? But I find it's a kind of a fun way to connect and just see kind of like who's in a good mood or who isn't, at the very least. A lot of people will just kind of smile because they're seeing something different. It's not just the same old. And it's also the perfect antidote to anyone who is trying to, a lot of people are just looking for something to ogle, or, you know, someone to come on to, or someone, you know, to hook up with, or that kind of thing. And so when you give them a presentation that pretty much says has absolutely nothing to do with what I'm about, or, you know, I mean, I'm happy to make you laugh or make you think. Just think, like, that's unusual. And other than that, you're on your own. I'm not here to, you know, be any other type of projection or object for you. And that's a really, really good feeling. So that's another reason why I do it. And plus it just makes fun of the whole mask thing, because really when I have this on, no one ever is like, oh, could you put this up a little bit higher and like cover up your nostrils? Because I can actually breathe because this big plastic nose is here, and it covers up the fact that I don't have the mask over my nostrils. So I'm breathing normally, but it looks like maybe I'm not, and I'm sure that'll make some people happy, thinking that, like everyone else, I'm getting hypoxic because I've got a mask over my nose, which is just so unhealthy. It really is unhealthy. But since most people really aren't looking past the superficial anyway, all they're really noticing is somebody that has funny glasses on and a cop hat, which makes them think twice. And I am, in fact, policing not only my thoughts to stay high vibe, but it's like if I have to police all of my thoughts to stay high vibe for others to keep the timeline high. So I've noticed if I slip, so does the timeline. It's not just me. It's like, holy crap. The whole timeline went to shit. I can't have that. I don't want to be on that ride. So if I keep it together and I keep it high vibe, I notice that other people seem to ride that ride with me, but I have to be so careful, like, what I'm putting out. And there are many, many people who would like any excuse to turn a female into an object of some type of projection that does not have anything to do with, I want to, you know, just have a healthy, cleansing, laughing fit, which is good. Or, you know, some intellectual conversation and maybe learn something new. So anyway, I am in fact mocking the masks. I am in fact bringing awareness to the fact that I am living in a world that not only do I have to police my own thoughts, sometimes I have to police other people too. And one good way to start is, you know, when I wear this hat, it's sort of like if I was, you know, like a police officer with a paycheck for being a police officer, like an actual employee of the police department, that, you know, very often people kind of, you know, stiffen up and fly right when they see a police officer. And so I notice people kind of have that reaction a little bit more because they're not really sure. This hat actually looks pretty real. And in fact, it was part of a costume that I got at Halloween. So there's a shirt and a badge that I don't wear. I just, usually people can like get an archetype with just a hat. And then of course the glasses and the mustache are just a little something extra to keep it covered up. So I keep the hair up. It's a non-sexual image of a clown that is also a cop. Because you know what? We need more good cops. And we need more, good people in the community that are willing to not only police themselves, but, help other people understand that they need to police their thoughts too. So if they're thinking something lewd or something negative, as an empath, it affects me, and it's affecting everyone. It brings people down into their lower selves to just always have that in mind. And so really, even though I feel a little bit tired today, I really wanted to go out and, get my supply run done today, and just, try to share some of my cards and spread the gospel of Heyoka comedy, spread the vibe, and make people think, make people laugh, or at least just know that, you know what, you've got a neighbor here in Anchorage, Alaska that is trying their darndest not to take it all so seriously. And you know what, if I can, maybe you can. Or it's meant to inspire, because I really believe that, what one person can do, another can do, and we are all getting ideas from each other all the time. So I've noticed that when I put stuff out there, I tend to give other people ideas, just like I get ideas from other people. And maybe this is an idea that will catch on. That's the idea. Is I would really love for more people to go on these quests and spread their message, spread whatever it is that they are putting out there. And doing it grassroots like this is pretty real. Meeting the public, because it's exciting, because you just never know what could happen. I've already had quite a few adventures today. So I go out every day. I never know what's around the corner, what's going to happen next. And it keeps you hopping. Can't change that. You're the only one I need, and can't change that. You're the only one I need, and can't change that. Can't change that. All right, so I'm at another store, and the store I was just at, I ran out of business cards. So I was passing them out to people just as I walked by, asking them if they want to laugh. Only a couple of people said no. You know, a couple people seemed really excited. Most people were kind of middle of the road, and that's kind of how it goes. So one thing that I like about doing it this way is getting to see people's reaction, because it, you know, it's just the mood that they're in, or it's their personality, or, you know, it always shocks me when people do say no or won't look. But then there's also like curious people who are looking like, oh, why does she have those glasses on? Why is she wearing that hat? You know, they're curious. They're intellectually curious usually. It's the people that look away and refuse to make eye contact. I noticed that, like, we don't resonate. And I usually just leave them alone because they've already made their choice. And I realize, but that's true of so much in life. And it's good to just kind of like put your vibe out there and see what comes back to you, because, you know, I love what I'm doing so much because I know that if I saw someone else doing this, like if I saw someone else wearing a funny hat of any kind, or funny anything, funny clothes, funny shirt, funny glasses, obviously they're maybe, you know, like trying to be funny, that gets my attention. Like I would be looking at that just hoping they would give me a business card, okay? And so because that's my personality, I don't expect it to be everybody's. I know some people are really, really like puckered up real tight. Like you stick a lump of coal up there and it's so tight, you know, like in a year you're gonna have a diamond, okay? You may not want it, but it's gonna be like, there's so much pressure in there, just emotionally, that never gets expelled. And it just, it concentrates it all into another form that's really hard and very hard to pass, and would like really like cut you up if you did try to pass it, which is why it's not really a good thing to have a lump of coal stick up your bum hole and have it turn into a diamond, because you have no sense of humor. You really don't want that, because I think it'll kill you in the end, like lacerate you with hemorrhoids, and like you'll bleed out. So I know it's kind of gross, but I'm a comedian. I can get away with saying almost anything. So now that we're at the main store where I get most of my supplies, I will take you in. I've replenished my supply of business cards. I realize it's not going to be very difficult to get rid of them. And some of them I'm just leaving like in sort of, you know, strategic locations where I think fun people might shop, like pet products or, you know, toys, and, you know, things like that make me think that if that's what you're shopping for, that maybe you have some fun, or at least, you know, some good vibes or some laughter in your life already. And that's going to be compatible with what I'm putting out there. So for some people, it'll be a total serendipity. Like they'll be shopping for something random and they'll see my card like, oh, who dropped this here, you know? That and the employees of the store will either like see them, be told to clean them up. If they find one, there'll probably be some managers, like somebody was dropping cards, and, you know, there'll be some new, like, you know, city law that the town fathers, you know, I can just see this, you know, like, let's put a stop to this. Somebody thought of like a guerrilla way to get some fun and some laughter into the community. We better make it stop. It was funny, like right after I took a picture of that, like a business card next to that big plaque that said like vaccines by appointment only in the last store I was in, within about 2 minutes of that, there was a big announcement on the intercom to everybody to just come on down and get their shots. Oh, and there's no appointment needed. Yeah.